Hello and welcome back to episode 33 of the Championship Manager 97-98 challenge. Now, before we jump into today's episode, all the usual, guff. If you're new around here, please drop a sub on the channel, drop a like on this video, all that lovely stuff. But this could be a bit of a prolonged one, so we're going to, as always, jump right into it. So as you can see, we are now not way into, but deep-ish into season 6, October, end of October, nearly November really. And we are now in charge of Monaco. So obviously last episode we took a look around the leagues, around the world, around that sort of stuff. Today we obviously start season 6 properly with Monaco, and we do have a live com. We're just going to do the one match today, probably because what we're going to talk about up to that point is going to take a bit of time. And of course it's Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, because, well, clickbait things, YouTube things. We did have the end of season awards that we obviously didn't play far enough into the game to see last time, so I'm going to pop them up on the screen right now. Robert Chiangi did get Football Writers Player of the Year. Fernando Kiota got Player of the Year. Guardiola got Football of the Year, European Football of the Year, that is. Papan's Regen Buafia, he got Young Player of the Year for Salamanca, so a bit of a haul there. Henkes for Real Madrid gets Manager of the Year, which is a little bit surprising considering they did absolutely sod all. I think they finished third in the end. I think we beat them on the final day, thumped them on the final day to beat them. He did get quite a few Manager of the Month though throughout that season, but still. And as you can see there, 35 goals. Danny for Real Sociedad got top goal scorer, golden boot, Pichichi, whatever you want to call it. And I'd say probably about 10 of those were against us. So well done, mate. We're with Monaco. We were a bit unfortunate. Wenger didn't retire. So we had to, obviously we retired Brian Hamilton for Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland are actually doing quite well again in their European Cup, European Championships qualifying. They've won 2 out of 2, but that was against San Marino and I think it was Georgia, which isn't too bad. But anyway, sort of we'll catch on that at the end of the season. Maybe we'll add that into the mix of what we look at. But yeah, Wenger didn't retire, so we retired all our managers, took over. And then Wenger actually replaced me as Salamanca manager. So I'm actually quite pleased with that. Again, we'll catch up on that at the end of the season. From what I've seen so far, not looking great. But if he can deliver their top 4 football at least, then it'll be a good season for him. But I mean, it's going to be a transition a little while. The players they've got, obviously we had no fullbacks. I think that's what he's gone out and sort of bought straight away a little bit. And then we didn't mention last season's top goal scorers in the Around the World video, and I didn't look at the league goal scorers in the league, which obviously we know Danny got it ahead of Chiangi, Weir, whatever you want to call him, but we didn't see how everyone else got on the assist, and I can't go back, unfortunately, can't go back and see. But let's have a look at Monaco now. We'll have a look at our transfers. You can see, I mean, you don't really know what the team looked like before this, but it was about half the size. We've got a few too many foreign players than I'd like, really, but we'll start with the outs first of all. So Lefebvre went on a free transfer before our time. Auxerre snapped him up. I'll be honest, I probably would have picked him back up, but Auxerre got there first. Laurent Leroy, whatever his name is, he went obviously Sunderland in real life, was a bit of a flop. He's gone to Auxerre as well. So Auxerre's new look strike force is a Monaco, again before our time. When was that? Okay, that's February. That's actually technically last season. As was Aliou. Lacesse was one of ours, I think. I assume so. He's doing quite well for Marseille. I probably wouldn't have allowed that transfer if I'd known. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was before we signed. He's quite good. But what was it? 2.4 million. I mean, if you look at our money in a minute, that was probably needed. We did sell Serge Blanc to Bordeaux. We don't need left backs. We're playing the same formation we did with Salamanca. Why change? And we sold D'Archeville to Lyon, who was probably one of our... It was more for the money because I was hoping we were quite close to being solvent in the black. But we're not anymore. We're losing money hand over fist quicker than we can make it. So that £700 was gone pretty much in the blink of an eye. I was hoping we'd have it for a little bit, get into the black, sell 1 or 2 more because I've got a few more I'm trying to sell. They were wanted, there were bids going through, but they fell through. We'll talk about those in a moment. And then we could maybe try and snap up someone we need. But that does leave us with a lot of foreign players and we're not really able to play a lot of them. But let's look who we signed in. So we started. Okay, we actually only recently signed that Serge Blanc from before we sold him to Bordeaux. So that's pretty. Never played a game. We made 450 grand off him. That's not bad. So we signed Mark Crossley. No, it's not the goalkeeper. Three guesses if you can work out who this guy is. Set pieces, pace 10, shooting 17, all that sort of stuff. It's Matthew Letitia, basically. His regen. He retired this season and he's doing okay. We have got Underam still. He didn't retire, but with that foreign player policy, we're kind of limited to who we can play. He's doing a good enough job that we can keep Underam, 36-year-old Underam, out. Whereas some of the foreign players are a bit more important, which again we'll have a look at the squad in a moment. We signed Georgie Popescu on a free transfer. Again, foreign, but he was on a free transfer. Just a bit of backup in that defensive midfielder spot should we need it. I can't see him being much more beyond this season. I don't think he'll play beyond this season, especially if we don't play him that much. We've got Yannick Viard, who is another regen. I just need to check my notes. He is... I'm sure I wrote him down. Okay, no, I didn't. I just looked at his stats and thought he was pretty good. I don't know who he is. He obviously is a regen of someone, but I don't know who. Answers on a postcard. Drop them down below in the comments. Any idea who this guy might be? There's one or two I can think it might be, but I'm not exactly sure, and I can't think of the names off the top of my head. And the ones I'm thinking, I think have already retired in recent years, so it probably isn't them. We've got Keith Randall. That would be David Batty. So I've put a bit of steel in our midfield. Hasn't played too well in the games he's played, but he's still 19. They're young players. They're going to come good. We've got David Hazel. That would be Raw Fox's regen. He has started quite well, quite brightly. We did get another guy in to cover and be better, to be more first choice, but he did get injured for a few months. He's actually back soon, so that's quite positive. We played through a few months, so he's back. We've got Martin Bailey, who is Serles Ferdinand's regen. Didn't start the season in the team, but has come in now. His rating isn't the best, but his goal and assist return is pretty decent. So we're happy with that. 15 shooting, 16 pace. He's got all the attributes you need. The heading, off the ball, pace, shooting, positioning's okay. Hopefully a few of those improve over time, but he's pretty decent. He's done well in Europe as well. 2 goals in 3 games. Yeah, happy with him. But the big one, the boy is home. Sonny Anderson. He was on a free. Obviously, we saw a few players in the free in the last episode. I think Filippo Inzaghi wasn't interested. I think he's gone to Bayern. Christian Vaughan's was available. Wasn't interested. Went to somewhere. I think Juventus snapped up a few players. I think Inzaghi went back to Juventus, actually. But we've missed Sonny Anderson a little bit. He's been a bit stuttery. He's got 8 goals and 7. He's doing well. Not many assists. But he's had a few injury issues. But when he's played, he's done the job, and we do look a better team without him. We don't look the best team, admittedly. We've been good with results, so again, we'll touch on those in a moment, but it's not been easy by any stretch. We signed this guy. We needed a non-foreign defender, so we signed this guy up on a free transfer. Again, probably a regen. Don't know who. His stats just came up when I did a player search based on his attributes. He seems okay. He's done okay. Our defence hasn't been great. That is definitely an area for concern. And then Mark Fish, his contract at Bolton, I think, expired. He's done quite well with his average ratings in a good league. So I thought, we'll snap him up. Forgetting again completely about him being South African. Well, not forgetting about South African, but forgetting about the foreign player rule at that stage. Because in the pre-season, it doesn't really, I don't think they show in the club who's a foreigner and who isn't. And how many, and you don't know how many in the rule in your league. And I forgot that you're only allowed 3. I thought you were allowed 4 in France, but it is only 3. So he's there, but not really getting a look in because we've got, again, bigger fires we need to put out with the foreign players. One of them being this guy. You might recognise him from one of our Salamanca transfer bits. This is Ray, his regen, and we tried to get him when we were at Salamanca. Never interested, never available, or combination above. We've got him on loan from Gremio. I'm hoping if we can get some money, we can snap him up. Hasn't got a big club release clause, so that won't help. But he's not doing the best. But I don't know. I think we're maybe better. But we've had to play him because Raw Fox's player got injured for a few months. Was it him or was it actually Letitier's? No, it was him. So we are struggling a little bit. Notable other players that... Oh, no, okay, Viard. Sorry, I've just noticed on my notes. That is actually Vincent Guerin. Guerin. I think he played for PSG. So, yeah, in terms... we also... If we go and look at our shortlist, I've seen a few others. So we've got a lot of ex-Monaco players on here because we need to sign one this season to fulfil some points on a challenge. Yeah, not happening. They're not available. We haven't got the money to buy them. Budget free, as you can see up here. But we are also keeping an eye on this guy who is Stoichkov. So if we can grab him, he's played in Europe now, so he won't be available for competition. But whatever. We've got a few others that we've looked at previously. We used to have this guy Charbelsi on Salamanca. He played well, but I think he got a 11-month injury or something, so we had to release him, and he's still sitting there. But he's good, but we just can't risk another foreign defender. And then Holter or Holter, one of them is, and I haven't had a chance to look into it properly yet. We haven't got the money, so I'm not too concerned with looking into it too deeply just yet. But one of them is Heidenstrom. Regens, so we'll be trying to maybe pick one of them up if we have a chance. I think it might be this guy because the set pieces, but then the set pieces are a random attribute, aren't they? We'd have to look into it a bit more. But we also had Dion Dublin retired, but we got beaten to the punch for him. Tim Flowers, I think we didn't need another goalkeeper, so we didn't pursue him. And obviously Hristo Stoichkov we've looked at. So that's the transfers. Where did we go to next? We wanted to look at the squad, didn't we? Let's have a quick look at the squad. So the squad as we had, so we've got two very good goalkeepers, Barthez and Frey. Nee was also recently signed from Perpignan as well. Yeah, good third choice. We've got Diawara. He's in there. He's a full-time Monaco player. He's done okay for them. Not doing so well for us, and I don't like that 10 tackling attribute. Not pleased with that at all, so we're trying to move him on. He is transfer listed, no one's interested. Willy Sagnol was wanted. No, he was wanted for about 1.2. I think Sampdoria come in for him. He rejected them. I don't know why. Very annoying, because we could have done with 1.2 million in the bank, let's be honest. We've got Zielias here, who we signed from Inter Milan some years ago. Very good player, probably one of our key players, one of the key foreign positions. Bernard Beer is transfer listed. Very good player. Bit old now. We don't play with that kind of position. Although we could maybe shunt him up to an attacking position. I don't know if he's got that in his arsenal, but it could be an option to then drop Americo. We might try it. Not in the Paris Saint-Germain game. I'm not experimenting. One of our main centre-backs is injured at the moment, but we've got Afanu. He's very good. I think we've signed him somewhere along the line from Marseille. For 2.9 million, so not so good last season, but doing well for us. Not sure if he's a long-term defender, or I maybe fancy him in midfield a bit more. But we've also got this Ulrich guy in midfield who's very, very good, very tasty. Floated around, I think, Denmark there for a little while. Hasn't been capped, surprisingly, but he's doing very well for us this season. We've got, who else have we got? We struggle on the left a little bit. We've got these two guys who he's doing okay. He's doing okay, but I want to replace them. They're both forwards. I don't want forwards. I want attacking midfielders there, really, ideally. Underam has played well when he's played. He's had a few injuries. We've had a lot of flu outbreaks. We've had a lot of players missing games through flu. Very annoying. Pepper maybe hasn't got as many games as we would have hoped this season because of the foreign player rule again. He stepped in a little bit when Sonny Anderson was injured. Hasn't really done it, really, let's be honest. So he is also listed if we can get a few million for him. They're all on big contracts. We need to get that monthly outgoing down because we'll have a look at that in a minute. And we've got this Osland guy as well who's pretty good, but maybe not good enough. I don't know. We got him on a cut price. Borussia Mönchengladbach paid quite a bit for him, and then we got him cut price. There's probably a reason for that. He's done okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure his best position is. He's not good enough for our midfield. Doesn't have the tackling, but I don't think his shooting is good enough to be a striker either. Or his other stuff is off the ball when he's heading and stuff, especially when playing direct football. I don't think it works. We've got Arthur Newman there. He's listed, getting on a bit now. Yeah, but the tactics, so we're going with the same as Salamanca. I don't think I've missed any lines there. I think that's it. I'll have to have a look at it again. I nearly forgot to do the tactic picture and the shortlist picture, so I can remind myself and just do what I did before. But yeah, that's where we stand fixture-wise. Yeah, we've played a few games. So we started off with a good 3-2 win against Angers. Pretty even game, really, in the end, but we were cruising it. 2-0 up. They pinged us back to 2-2. Pagis getting 2 goals before Sonny Anderson came up with an 88th minute clutch winner, 3-2. Good start to the season. Not such a good start away to Montpellier. We got a goal through Hazel, Raw Fox's regen. That's his only goal to the season so far. Laurent Robert equalised for them. I think come from... Okay, he did play for PSG, I think, in real life. But yeah, they probably... draw's probably about right. But yeah, we took the lead. But key theme for this team is late goals, late equalisers, as will become apparent. But we eke a lot of results. So here again, 3-2 against Lyon. 3-2 win. Goals to them from Martins and Ngogi, whoever he is. Ngogi Bear. Lissike got his first goal. Sonny Anderson and Bellatresh. I assume he's a regen. No, he's not. Where does he start? Is he? He's not a Monaco player, is he? Amiens, then on to Auxerre, then to us. Again, cut price to us, but we're having to use him kind of as a first choice now. But yeah, if we look at the incidents, they took the lead. We went, 3-2 up before a squeaky late goal again. The defence is very creaky, lets a lot of goals in. Luckily, we've just managed to sort of bang a few ourselves in. Against the champions, Bordeaux, this wasn't a bad thing at all. Bad result, I don't think. They're not quite doing as well as they did last season, obviously, but they're still the champions, so they still have to be respected. But we got goals from Tissier, Ikpeba and Bellatresh. There's obviously an own goal in there somewhere. Barthez with the own goal. And yeah, they took the lead. We actually rallied back in this one a little bit quite late on. We were 3-1 down, managed to get back to 3-3, so good result there all round. We then had a 2-1 win against Sochaux. We were in control of this game. I think it was a late goal again. Americo with the goal and Ulrich with the goals. 72 Dalet getting their goal. It felt very much against the run of play, and it looks a bit that way as well. So it's a shame we couldn't keep a clean sheet there. Bit annoying. We did get a really nasty draw against tie against Fiorentina in the second round of the UEFA Cup, but we managed to come through the first leg 2-1. Again, Ortega grabbing the goal for them. I think it was probably a late one. Yep, 87 minutes. Looking at a clean sheet again, 87 minutes. But Serge coming in with the goals, 2 goals there in that game, an early one and one on the half-hour mark. Before we then took on Metz away straight after, 1-1 draw. Ferdinand again and Peggy Blanchard grabbing their goal. I'm going to guess late again. No, we actually missed a penalty as well. Serge missed the penalty in that one as well, which is a bit annoying. We then had 4-3 win against Nantes. As you can see, lots of goals, lots of... They've actually got Javari, the guy that starts off at Barcelona. He's very good. He's not quite got the numbers you'd maybe expect, but I'm sure he's going to have a couple of good seasons, and that's going to balance out a lot more. He's a very good player in this game. And Nopko as well, who I like a lot. But we got a goal. Sonny Anderson back in the team. Bellatresh and Ulrich. Don't really know who Drazon Butoy is. But anyway, yeah, bit of a late rally there to make it, put a bit of pressure on at the end, but we held out and settled with a 4-3 win. Auxerre, who I think were second last season, so a good 3-2 win against them. Sonny Anderson again and Sir Les striking up a good bit of a partnership there. But Lilian Compan, who we know everything about, very good striker, very good player, scores the goal. And this other guy, yeah, he scores as well. And it was all over relatively quickly. We got the winner on the 66th minute at 2-2. So yeah, pretty good. And then Fiorentina second leg. Where are we? Is that where I wanted to look? Have I skipped a few games? I feel like I may have skipped a few games. Yeah, I did. I skipped Le Havre, 3-0 win. Crossley, Bailey and Ostland. Not much to see here. Fiorentina second leg, 1-1 draw at home. Pretty good. Shame about the goal, but Batistuta, always likely to score against you. And Zielias grabbing our goal. For some reason I looked at Zielias and thought it was someone else then. But I think we were comfortable enough in that game. We lost to Metz in the Cup. Disappointing 4-2 at home. Absolutely thumped in all honesty. But we did rotate a team. We can't risk players getting injured at this stage. One or two might have played, but really we can't risk our players getting injured. And they absolutely battered us in 4-2, probably flattered us a little bit. We actually had one disallowed, I think, as well, which is a bit annoying. But the board were very disappointed. And obviously it is actually technically worth points to us come the end of the season. And then, as we just wrapped up just now, a 2-0 win away at Stuttgart in the UEFA Cup. Third round, first leg, Ulrich with a goal and Sonny Anderson. Another Hoja. Obviously, we had one at Salamanca. Yeah, pretty nice. Salamanca, actually, I'm going to have a quick look. Just a quick glance. They got quite a nice group stage draw, actually. So that's quite a good one for Ajax, actually. Bordeaux in there is pretty tough. Partizan in into Bratislava is pretty good. That's a fairly toughish one. That's okay, but they're 3 games deep now. Let's see how Salamanca do it, actually. Oh, that's a nasty one. Barcelona, Tottenham, Rangers and Auxerre. That's a pretty nasty group. Everyone taking points off everyone by the looks of it. Salamanca topping their group, 7 points from 9. Galatasaray, Porto and Grasshoppers. Quite a nice draw. Porto I would have thought would have been the big players in there, but Galatasaray are no mugs either, so they're doing okay. They've still got Hakan Şükür. They have. How's he doing for goals? Yeah, he's got almost as many in his Turkey career as he has in his club career at this point. But they've got Paulo Montero as well from Juventus. Yeah, pretty decent. But Salamanca doing well, but we won't look at them too much. We'll look at them back at the end of the season. We won't look at their league standing either. But let's just jump into the PSG game. 2nd versus 3rd. That's how the table looks. We're 2 points behind Marseille, who look like a good team. Look at the goal difference. We're doing okay with the goals scored. We're a couple short of Marseille, a couple ahead of everyone else, but 15. I mean, you have to go down to 5th place Lyon to see 15 again. And then after that, you're going down to sort of 10th place Le Havre, and we put sort of 4 of them against them. So, yeah, with the goal difference in the defence is a little bit worrisome. But, yeah, it is what it is. In terms of lineup, I think we're going to stick with what we played in the last game. We might try Bernabeu a bit more advanced in the next game. See how that plays out. Then we maybe decide to keep him, but if we can sell him, he's a bit older and he's worth a few bob to us still, so it might be worth actually just trying to sell him, in all honesty. But following anything out, it's going to be all stars for PSG. They've got a lot of good players. Maurice signed from Rangers in the summer. He's a very good striker in this game. So far, 10 minutes, they've had a few chances, but we've kept them out. We've had a few of our own, but they've kept us out. Crossley, Letitia scores. When Letitia gets in front of goal, yeah, he scores. Unfortunately, this isn't Letitia, it is Crossley, but he's still doing very, very well. And for, what was he, 20? I think he might be 20, 21, something like that. He's doing very good. And we can get a few more goals out of Sir Les as well. I can't remember his Bailey. Then he'll start to progress as well. Next year we'll maybe have a bit of a team on our hands. But that's kind of what we've got to do now, is try and pick up these young sort of regen good potential players, play them, try and get them a bit good. But we've got 3 seasons to do what we need to do, and realistically, when you're playing that kind of strategy, it doesn't always work. With Salamanca, we had a bit of money to back it up. Monaco, we haven't got that. It's a very different challenge. We didn't look at the money actually. We'll try and remember to look at that as we go back at the end of the game, at the end of the match. But half an hour, 60 minutes gone, and so far so good. And we've just seen Philippe Cocu come on, which is giving me flashbacks to the Northern Ireland game against Holland, because obviously he scored the opener against us in that game to obviously send us out of the World Cup, which was disappointing, but it was a good run. It was a good World Cup. It was good. It was a good bit of fun. Stressful but fun. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch that World Cup episode. It's the whole World Cup played through in one straight playthrough. But so far, is that our first clean sheet of the season? That's absolutely insane. Look at their squad. Ravo in goal, Ishmael, Gravison, Thomas Raff. He was that German guy we saw in the World Cup. He looks like he's playing at the back for them again. Bjorklund to Nielsen, he's back from that long injury. Obviously didn't play much. I mean, he still played 25 games, but Ligwinski was obviously a former Monaco player, but they signed him for $1 million a long time ago. He's very good. I'm surprised they sold him for $1 million. He was one of my key players last time I played as an actual Monaco save. Sibierski, good player in the French leagues. Patrice Loco, yeah, he's not so good. He's hit some good numbers though, to be fair. So Dan's there. Wow, I mean, what a squad. Trezeguet on the bench, Cocu on the bench, Carno, former Monaco player, on the bench. I mean, what I'd love to have him on my left wing right now, to be honest. He played as a central attacking midfielder in my Monaco save, and he's very good, but I'd definitely be sticking him out on the left wing. I think Trezeguet, former Monaco player as well, not quite done what you'd expect. You normally get better numbers out of him than that, but we have scored a goal, Crossley, and we've kept the clean sheet. I don't even know where to begin with that, in all honesty. It's absolutely insane, but we'll let this load through and then we'll come back and we'll have a look at the finances, then we'll wind this episode up ready for the next one. Okay, we're back. So we are still second. Marseille drew, so that's going to be what, level on points now, I assume? Yep. Close that goal difference in a little bit. Still 3 goals short of them, and still what, eight goals ahead of them in the conceded stakes. 4 points clear of Bordeaux. How did Bordeaux just do? They just beat Lens 3-0. Chiesa with a hat-trick. Yeah, he's having a good season. Good player for them. But it is starting to open up a little bit from PSG downwards, really, so that's pretty nice. But obviously they're good enough to get back in. They've been European champions and in the finals a few times, so again, they're not slouches. And we did that clean sheet with Sagnol having to cover in defence because we didn't have a foreigner spot, I don't think. No, we didn't. And someone's injured. Afanu is injured. So we're doing that with Willy Sagnol in defence. He did okay. I don't trust Diawara at foreigner anyway. And Andre is a very young centre-back who hasn't played the best in the game I have played him in, which was that humbling against Metz in the Cup. Finances, as you can see, with back that 700k sale of that player took us down to 300 in the red. So we're like thinking, one more sale, get us in the black, will be good. Within a couple of weeks, maybe a month, we're back down to 1.6 million in debt. Our money coming in just doesn't match what's going out. The stadium, look, it's 18,000 for a team as big as Monaco. It's not enough, and I don't know if we're even hitting that. Look, against Fiorentina, we're hitting 12. I mean, I don't know. You can get crowded in, I guess, by signing big name players, but we haven't got the money to sign the big name players unless you put yourself in debt, which is obviously what happens quite regularly with Monaco. Yeah, I don't really know. 3 seasons, we're going to struggle, putting a team together unless we get a good season out of these regions, sell them, get back kind of even, and start again almost, I guess. So it's going to be hard to build a Championship or Champions League, or even UEFA Cup, whatever winning team with that kind of shackles on you. I don't know if I even got this many seasons in Monaco save. I think after about 3 or 4 I had a really good team, but the debts were just piling up and you have to end up selling your players, and I don't think I got 6 seasons in, so it wasn't probably even as bad as this maybe, or it probably was worse because I bought big expensive big wage players. I had Dennis Bergkamp, I had I can't remember who else. I had loads of big players. Anyone that would sign basically was coming in. So yeah, bit of the old Peter Risdale style of ownership there, just chucking Galacticos at everything and hoping it'll work. And it did work with the competitions, just not with the money. But we're going to end that episode there. I don't know exactly when we're going to come back. I'm kind of just a bit more laid back with these Monaco seasons. I'm thinking maybe going a little bit further on each time, doing a bit of a catch up, and maybe 1, maybe 2 games. I don't really know. I'll play it by ear, maybe see what sort of starts to happen in the league or starts to happen in the cup. Obviously, if we get through Stuttgart here, we'll maybe see a December game down here somewhere, I think. Maybe even in the new year, we'll come back for that. But it depends on us getting past Stuttgart, who, again, are a decent team. They've got some good players in there as well, and it's not going to be easy. So we'll play it by ear. But until next time, if you enjoyed... Like I say, if you enjoyed today's episode, please drop a like down below. New around here, sub, all that good stuff. And until next time, wherever it may be in this season, I'll see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.